Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before I get into today's video, I am actually recording this outside, so you may hear nature, you may hear cars, you may hear wind, or you just might hear me walking. So today we're going to be talking about high risk, high reward. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes you have to risk it. Sometimes you have to play a risky move and potentially you might get a high reward out of that risky move. Not always. Sometimes, of course, it doesn't pay off. Sometimes you will get absolutely obliterated and you will look like an absolute fool. So this video, we are going to be playing the Chieftain Mk, and this is a classic example. Now, with a tank that has Hesh, it's always a high risk, high reward anyway. But what I'm talking more about is positioning. So sometimes you have to risk it to get into a position that you really want that could pay off in the long run. Again, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes you get torn apart very quickly, especially the position I'm going to get in on this map, Castilla. Now, this was actually the last battle I played in the Chieftain Mk before I sold it. I sold it. Hey ho. So what I mean by, again, high risk, high reward. So on this map, on this battle especially, I'm looking at the enemy opposition, I'm looking at my opposition, and I'm thinking, okay, what position will be best for me? Now, bear in mind, I have Hesh, so I don't just want to go to the heavy route because I won't be able to pen most things with the Hesh. So what I've decided to do is cross the river. Now, a lot of players do actually do this, and again, a lot of players don't succeed, or by the time they get over there, they've lost half of their hit points. Now, I was actually very lucky because I did manage to get a bounce, and this M103, I do manage to get another bounce. So far, it's actually paid off for me. So I've managed to bounce 860 damage, haven't lost a single hit point, and I am in the position I need to be in. Now, just because I'm in the position that I need to be in, it still doesn't mean it's going to be a success. It all, again, depends on my team and the enemy team. They could push me right now. If they pushed me, if this IS-7 pushed me, then I would either lose all of my hit points or I would, it depends how good he is, really. But again, they could push me from all directions. If the IS-7 pushes me, if this Leopard or Backchat turn around to push, then I'm actually in a very bad position. So the position is only good if the enemy and your team allow it to be good. Now, what I mean by my team, because of course, if I've got tanks to the right and I've got tanks to the left, then the enemy are going to focus them because they're easy targets. So that's what I mean about my team's positioning as well. So far I do manage that poor M103, 1200 block damage, and I'm now on 2.6k damage, and there's only 4 tanks left alive, and of course a couple of them are really juicy, especially with my Hesh. And of course, with a tank with Hesh, I do want to get that Hesh out. It makes the damage increase, of course, and it makes it increase a lot quicker. So I do want to get that Hesh out, but the position I'm in now, I'm unable to do that. But at this point, when it's a 6 versus 3, I'm not too bothered about losing hit points, and I could just push forward. And again, I do manage to get a block from this E100. So right now, I'm not going to worry about the E100. I'm going to go for the easier targets, the targets that I can shoot Hesh, and of course that is the Death Star. And then we can worry about the E100 in a moment, because the Death Star is now dead, the grill's going to be dead, and then it's just going to leave this E100. And again, I need to get around. I need to get around this guy, because me sitting in this position, one, I'm going to struggle to pen him, and I can't pen him with my HE. So of course I need to get around, and as I get around, you can see you can easily pen that guy's turret with Hesh very easily. So one more shot and I do manage to get the kill. So altogether there, 1900 block damage, and I did manage to get just over 5,000, where is it, 5,200 damage and another one bites the dust, another mastery badge. This was the mastery badge I wanted, and I was never going to sell this tank without that mastery badge. I did, of course, want to get that mastery badge, so I'm happy to sell it now, because of course I do have the Super Conqueror as well, so I'm not too bothered about selling the Chieftain. So I got my mastery badge. That is what my main goal was, and then yeah, I managed to get other tanks from that. So I don't know why it's started again. Why is it starting again? I don't want to start the battle again. So let's just go and see how many battles in total I played with the Chieftain Mk. Now, the Chieftain Mk isn't an easy ace. It's actually quite a difficult ace to get. People do perform well in it, but since the Hesh, people have sort of dropped off and they're not performing as well in the Chieftain. The Hesh is only good if you know how to use Hesh, and that is the thing with Hesh. So as you can see, didn't take me long at all with the Chieftain Mk. Just 6 battles to get the mastery badge. So that is it, guys. I'm going to continue to play my free-to-play account. Of course, I'm doing the Poor Globe. I'm a little bit behind, so I still have a new line I'm grinding. I've got the videos ready, and so stay tuned for that. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and again, remember, high risk, high reward. Bye-bye.